So then, it is a draw. Finally, turn 7, it's a draw. Here is the scene of the battlefield, and more eagle-eyed of you may know and see that this Matilda has finally bitten the bullet because it was shot by this thing. This transport finally plucked up the courage, rolled a 6 to hit, a 6 to wound, and a 6 to kill it. It has finally stopped swanning around in the blue and has blown up. Aside from that, artillery whiffed again.
Yeah.
These guys just got pounded. They got pounded by him, by him, by him. He whiffed his shot. They got bullied again by him, by him, by this cheeky bugger down here. And yeah, that is the end of the game. Now, as per a draw, we have to add up the order dice that have been taken. So, for the Germans, we have 2 order dice that have been taken. A lot of dead, but really only 2 order dice because of the small amount of squads we have left. And for the British, we have more than 2.
7.
Yep, 7.
7 squads.
Yep, so that is a resounding military victory for the Germans, even though they lost a lot. So yes, what do we think, Chris?
It never felt like I was completely out of the game, to be honest. It did start to turn, fall apart end of turn 3, turn 4.
I would say for those guys, it kind of fell apart turn 1.
Oh, God. Yeah. So what, 7 turns, 6 failed morale checks. The one they passed was a run.
That was to get on the board in turn 2.
12-inch move, and that is all they did that game, apart from die. My player of the game is the Mortar, 8 kills in the end.
Yep, he definitely did some work.
Definitely had some issues. The 6-pounder anti-tank gun was out of range for 2 turns, which I think cost me as well. It was hidden behind these rocks for too long because I placed it more here, and obviously tanks were over that side, so it took a couple of turns to get round, which I think it could have helped me a lot more. Other than that, I think everything else. Well, obviously this mid-bren charge with 5-man squads with anti-tank grenades is not advised to run into German tanks and attempt to blow them up.
No, I think generally for those, you need to focus on having the 2 Bren guns firing at all the infantry and then claim objectives with them afterwards.
Yes. So now we know, second game, obviously, now we know that doesn't work. All trial and error. I think it's more placement, a lot of placement early on, and just trying to get my guys into position to counter this.
I mean, it is a very sparse and open battlefield. The first game we played on was relatively dense in comparison. There weren't a lot of buildings, but there was a lot of cover.
Yeah.
Which obviously on this board there's not. Which really was it was very representative of the North Africa campaign, because they imagined, oh yeah, we're going to go there and there's loads of soft sand, and there wasn't. There was rocks everywhere. So yeah, it was not quite the soft underbelly of the Axis that Churchill thought it was. But, the game showed that, and it was hard fought. And considering I had 3 anti-tank vehicles on the board,
the tank survived 7 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really seem to hinder you much that I had 2 tanks and an armoured transport with a light anti-tank gun. Yeah,
like I said, I never felt I was out of the game.
Cool.
It seemed to be a chance every turn. Even though at the end the artillery also failed, never came in.
No, it may have come in, but there would be no Germans near there. And of course, The German officer, still remembering his job, still desperately trying to reach what we figured now is a charred corpse that has been shot at or across or near by every angle. And he's just approaching a red smear in the desert.
2 exploded tanks next to him, poor chap.
Yeah, 2 exploded tanks right next to you. You don't survive that.
I'm sure he probably wished he'd never opened that parachute.
Yeah. Well, that was our mission in the rulebook. And yeah, happy times for Sand Time Gaming. See you in the next one.